We start tonight with a breaking story out of the East Coast. A mass shooting at a dockside seafood restaurant left 3 people dead and 8 others injured. This happened in coastal North Carolina.
Yeah, it happened in the town of Southport. It's kind of between Myrtle Beach and Wilmington along the Atlantic coast. A spokesperson for the town says a boat pulled up to the American Fish Company restaurant dock and shot into the crowd before taking off into the intercoastal waterway there. A person of interest is being questioned. This is a story our team will be following overnight. We'll update you more on 9 News Mornings.
Tonight here in Colorado, we are learning more about the 2 13-year-old boys who died in Thursday night's crash on I-25. Diego Rubio and David Murgaya, both Prairie View Middle School students and teammates on the Real Colorado youth soccer team. We now know they were both on their way to practice when this happened. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Meckles.
I'm Mark Salinger. Their coaches and teammates are now sharing more about who they were as players and friends. Here's 9 News reporter Ria Jha.
We were going to play?
Saturdays are usually full of competition and camaraderie.
We're supposed to be playing a game right now.
For Coach David Lugo and the Real Colorado youth soccer team, it's the day their week of practice comes together.
This is our passion. This is what we love to do. We come here. We gain a lot just by being together here on the field.
But this week, it's a team that doesn't feel whole.
As we were getting ready to start practice, some families started to report that they're going to be late because there was a big accident.
Some players got stuck in the traffic of a big crash Thursday night on I-25 between Orchard and Arapahoe. They would later learn it took the lives of 2 13-year-old boys.
Diego and David were the kids that passed away.
The team came in uniform, knowing the match they had scheduled was never going to happen, not without their teammates, David and Diego.
Me and David were really good friends. Diego, I've known him since when I was a little kid.
And David would always be with them in school, in the practice, off the practice. He would always be with them. So they were like best friends.
This Saturday isn't about competition, but it is still about being a team.
We thought that it'd still be helpful to get together and to talk to each other, to support each other together as one family and be with each other. Just hold each other for a moment.
Like a family.
Vamos a jugar por ellos, vamos a entrenar por ellos.
Knowing the next time they step on the field, it won't just be another match.
And we want to represent them and play for them.
Yeah, definitely playing for them. Every win's just for them at this point.
That was Ria Jha reporting. This is just the start of their season, and the team says from here on out they'll be playing for Diego and David. At their next home game, they'll honor them by wearing their pictures on their jerseys.
Denver police are investigating a deadly crash that killed a motorcycle driver late last night. This happened at the intersection of Federal and Evans in South Denver, right by several businesses. Police have not released many details about the crash, but we do know that the driver of the other car stayed on scene. And now investigators are working to determine if anybody will be arrested.
Denver police say a pedestrian was killed during a separate incident on Federal last night. Police say the crash happened in the area of Federal and 26th, right by the Safeway and several other businesses there. Police say the driver fled the scene after hitting the pedestrian. They've not provided any details on the suspect's potential car. In Cherry Creek State Park, park rangers there say they're closing the popular area overnight now because they've started seeing an increase in vandalism. Only those with camping reservations will now be allowed into the park between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., those overnight hours. In a social media post announcing the closure, officials say the change follows increased law enforcement concerns and vandalism. CPW says the park has been dealing with large unpermitted parties coming in after dark, generally breaking the rules, things like being really loud and leaving behind a bunch of trash. It's still unclear, though, how long park officials will plan to enforce that overnight closure rule.
Corey Reppenhagen joins us now with a check of your forecast, looking like a really nice way to end the month of September, the next couple days. I know everyone's trying to get in the mountains, though, so what are they seeing up there?
Yeah, well, they're seeing great leaves, by the way. You know, I've been finding that the leaves are a little bit not as vibrant as they have been in years past, but still a great show out there. Tomorrow, a little bit of rain coverage, but the temperatures should be pretty decent, similar to what we saw today. These were the high temperatures, 80 degrees across the Front Range, 60s, 70s in the mountains, 84 out in Grand Junction. So here's the way the day looks in Denver tomorrow. On Sunday, we'll see a little bit more cloud cover than what we saw today. Temperatures still getting up there to about 81 degrees. Just a slight rain chance for us down here in the metro. The mountains will have a little bit more coverage. Here's the temperatures that are forecast across the area tomorrow. Northeast Colorado, 60s and 70s in the mountains, 80s across the Front Range, some 70s in the foothills, and 80s out here on the eastern plains. So once we get to the next 3 days here, we'll have isolated showers both Sunday and Monday, and that could impact the beginning of that Denver Broncos game on Monday Night Football, but that should be a decent game altogether with just a few light showers. And then the rest of the week looks like full-on leaf viewing glory, and I'll talk about that coming up in the full forecast as well as those rain chances for tomorrow.
All right, Corey, thank you. President Trump is now taking aim at former FBI Director Christopher Wray, claiming without evidence that FBI agents were planted in the crowd to act as agitators during the January 6th attack on the Capitol. These claims are not only baseless, they go directly against a December report from a Justice Department watchdog, currently posted right now on justice.gov. It says, in bold, no undercover FBI employees were at the Capitol on January 6th. The president's accusations about Wray come just days after the indictment of another former FBI director, James Comey. The newly appointed U.S. Attorney, Lindsay Halligan, was the one to secure this indictment after presenting the case on her own. Halligan, by the way, grew up here in Colorado. She's an insurance attorney who's never prosecuted a case, was only elevated to the role of U.S. Attorney on Monday. According to NBC, she was told by her predecessors that the case against Comey was, quote, too weak to bring charges. She did it anyway. If convicted, Comey would face 5 years in prison.
The Department of Homeland Security has officially arrived in Portland, Oregon, just hours after President Donald Trump announced plans to send troops to the city. Agents in marked vehicles were spotted in city limits this afternoon. Follows a post on Truth Social by the president this morning in which Trump described Portland as a war-ravaged city. He used similar rhetoric last month, claiming without evidence that paid terrorists were wreaking havoc in Portland. Oregon's governor said today that she was not notified about the White House plans. In a press conference this afternoon, several Portland politicians said they did not want Homeland Security agents in their city.
It was a battle on the ice today with some steep competition, but also a serious message.
Today in Superior, firefighters and police officers came together for a battle of the badges to raise awareness about a troubling issue for first responders. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj was there and joins us live in studio. Hey, Shalima.
Hey, now this event was put on by Revital Colorado, which is led by former firefighter paramedic Jordan Long. And they're saying is a lifeline for our front line. And this event helps fund group outings for first responders free of charge. And today we met the family of a North Glen police detective who died by suicide last month.
Welcome everybody to the 5th annual Battle of Badges.
There's a battle brewing in the barn.
There's definitely some smack talk going on.
Firefighters from across Colorado versus police.
This is my first time playing. I've always been the equipment guy.
That's about to change for Adams County firefighter Mike Eason.
So for me to get on the ice this time is amazing.
They're lacing up for the 5th annual Battle of the Badges.
I'm not a hockey player. I played basketball. There's a lot of these guys and gals play hockey on their off days.
Harnessing a mutual love of hockey to send love to other first responders.
He was good at a lot of things, but sports in any manner, dancing, singing.
It should be illegal for dad to dance.
On the ice, he could not even stand up straight.
While their dad probably wouldn't have been playing, Amanda Jacey believes he would have loved this tournament, one that raises funds to help first responders and their families.
He would come home from the youngest age every day at 5:30. Say, Daddy's home, and every single one of us running right up to him.
Detective Paul Jacey was a police officer for more than 40 years. He was also a single father of 6 children who loved him more than anything.
Never in a million years did we think our dad would be capable of doing it, to be perfectly honest, leaving us in this way.
On August 6th, at the age of 61, Jacey died by suicide. 2 days before his oldest child, Amanda, gave birth to her son.
We didn't know the magnitude into which our father was struggling because he wasn't talking about it. He wasn't letting us know. He wasn't letting the people he worked with know, even the doctors he went and saw.
His children are raising their voices, hoping to break the silence around mental illness.
We know we will see him again one day, and we know that he would want us to focus on our faith and who he raised us to be, to to lean on Jesus and focus on the memories that he left us behind that were just full of joy.
Now, last year's event raised about $60,000 with around 400 people in attendance. This year, organizers say it does look like they are on course to matching that. In studio, Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.